Hi lovelies, welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today we are going to review my debt, see where we are in our debt-free journey process. If you're new here, my name is Rosa. My channel is all about my personal budget. It is about sinking funds, savings challenges. It is about debt. It is about how I stuff my money, how I save my money, cash envelopes, about investing, just all of the stuff Rosa's Finance. If any of that sounds of interest to you, please take a second and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and spending a little bit more of your time with me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And everyone, take a second, smash that thumbs up button. All right, so we are getting ready to roll into December, which means I need to stop for a minute, see how much I paid on each of my payment on each of the things that I owe money on and where we're at as we move into December. So I have a variety of things that I use to help me track that. One of those is the debt snowball tracker from the Budget Mom. If you don't know what debt snowball is, it is where you take your debts, you put them in order from least to greatest, and then you pay them down based off of the smallest one, and you get it paid off, and then you add that payment to the next smallest one. When you get that paid off, you add that payment to the next smallest one. So it kind of like grows and builds and builds. Well, I am not doing the snowball method. Instead, I'm doing the avalanche method. And that's because I'm okay not seeing those little bits and pieces of progress. Instead, I want to pay as little interest as possible. So I am dedicated to making sure that whoever has the highest interest rate is who gets paid off first. The only thing I'm not worried about paying off right now is my mortgage. We will get to that in a couple of steps. We're working Dave Ramsey's baby steps. So the first debt we have on here is e-car, and it is at 9.8% interest. Although it should be the one that I'm focused on, it's not my responsibility. I am a co-signer on the loan for my daughter. She takes care of making this payment every month, so I don't worry about where it is in our debt. So we make $300 a month payments every month. With that $300 payment, her new balance now is $1,988.25. So stinking exciting. We had an RV for a while. We sold it, so it is paid off, $0. Up next is my car. My car is at 3.34% interest. So it is unfortunately not the highest interest rate that we have. We made a $370 payment on it, which brought it under $10,000. It is only $9,859.44. We made a really not smart choice, bought a car about a year and a half ago, $23,000. When we paid the RV off, I paid a huge chunk off. It was the highest interest rate, so it got some serious stuff coming off of it, and then student loans came back, and I had been making $200 a month student loan payments to help knock down some of my principal, and then when payments came back, my interest rate on my student loan is 5.96%, which means it is now the focus of my attention. So although I was watching my car dramatically drop, I now have to focus on my student loan because I am using that avalanche method. And at 5.96% interest, wow, that's way too much for me. So I made a total of $1,410 in payments this month. I chunk it out. I take a really big chunk at the first of the month. When I get paid again, I take a smaller chunk out, but I'm starting to work on making that payment. Now, the RV payment should be going into it. It's not. It's going into savings because that's what my husband and I agreed on. So that's a payment not going into my student loan, but that is all right. We went from $30,000 to $28,422.28. Yay! It is under the 30,000 mark. I got a master's degree basically 10 years ago. It's been a little bit more than 10 years ago. The loan in total was like $35,000. And then because of the way interest works on student loans, yeah, my $35,000 loan was $35,000, was $37,000, was $38,000, was when the forbearance, or when we went into the pandemic, I made payments on it, not quite the full payment, but I continued to make payments on it to help knock some of that off because it's 0% interest, why not? So because of that, we are now finally seeing progress with those huge chunks that we're putting on as well. So moving. The mortgage, which I am not worried about paying down right now, it will pay itself when it is time. We are making $1,190 payments. We are now down to $116,987.78. My youngest needed stitches. This money is going into our debt snowball. So what the stitches, I think, was a $50 payment. That $50 is now part of the $1,400 that went into my student loan. So I am using some of the snowball where it begins to chunk together. And then we made a not smart choice. We bought new cell phones, could have paid cash for them, should have paid cash for them, didn't pay cash for them. So we are making payments. This month's payment was $65.42, which brought us down to $1,006.02. Moving, yay! So out of all of these, right now the priority is my student loan. I have it planned out where hopefully we will be out of my student loan in about, I think it's 18 months, 19 months, something like that. And then the car will disappear like that. The cell phone is at 0% interest. It'll disappear like that. And it just roughly a year and 19 months out, we will be out of all three of those. And I cannot wait for that. So our total debt, we decreased it by $2,946.90. Yay! And then that gives us a total of $158,263.77. Guys, we have decreased debt by $42,000 this year. That is astonishing to me, and I am just so ever thankful that we're able to do this and go in this direction. Paying off the RV was huge for us. Being able to pay down my car so much was huge for us, and now knocking out that student loan debt is just, I feel thankful and blessed every day when I can make an extra student loan payment and work on getting it gone. At the end of December, we will come back and finish out where we were for the year. I cannot wait for that. There really isn't space at the bottom, but we will make space at the bottom. If you have any questions, drop it in chat below. I'd love to answer it for you. If you just want to say hey, I'd love to say hey back. I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.